Hi guys, welcome to MotorBeam. Maruti has been awfully quiet since the last Auto Expo. They've only launched 2 facelifts since then, but now it's time for an all-new car, and this is the second generation Maruti Celerio. Now this is an all-new design compared to the previous generation car. The design language is carried from the other cars from the Maruti Suzuki table. Now looks are subjective, but it does tend to look a bit quirky at first, but the looks do grow on you with time. Now this car is much larger than the model it replaces. You get a Desire-inspired front and a Baleno-inspired rear. The B-pillar has been blackened out and you get 15-inch black color alloy wheels. Request sensors have been placed on the front doors and the boot, but they tend to look out of place. The headlamps and fog lamps get halogen bulbs and no DRLs are offered on this car. When it comes to safety, Maruti is offering dual front airbags and ABS across all variants. The AMT variant also gets hill hold, which is a first for this segment. Rear parking sensors have been offered, but there is no rear camera. The biggest change you see in this model is that the cabin space has increased considerably. This car is more spacious than before. The cabin feels spacious, the seats offer a reasonable amount of comfort, headroom and legroom in both rows is quite adequate. The rear seat is surprisingly roomy for a small car. Under-thigh support is something which I usually find lacking in most cars, and that's mainly because of my height. Maruti is offering a 7-inch Smart Play Studio infotainment system which gets Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Audio controls and Bluetooth telephony buttons are provided on the steering wheel. The AC cools well, but climate control is somehow not offered here. There are lots of storage spaces in the cabin for bottles and other things. There is no adjustable headrest on offer. You also get push button start. You get electrically retracting and adjusting external rear view mirrors. Power window buttons are given on the dash for the front and on the central console for the rear. Boot space is sufficient at 313 litres, but the loading lip is a bit high. The rear seats can also be folded in 60-40 ratio to increase the rear space when needed. There's only one engine on offer, the new 1-litre 3-cylinder dual-jet K10 C series of engine. Now this engine produces 66 bhp of power and 89 Nm of torque. Power delivery is quite linear and this engine really shines in the mid and the high end of the rev band. Now mated to this engine is a 5-speed manual transmission as well as an AMT. The gear ratios are well spaced out for both city and highway driving conditions. The AMT deserves a special mention because Maruti has tuned it so well that there is minimal amount of lag. The AMT also offers a lot of convenience in city conditions and it doesn't feel too bad on the highway either. One of the biggest highlight of this engine is that the NVH levels are much better, and this honestly doesn't really feel like a 3-pot motor unless you're really redlining it. This new dual jet engine, low rolling resistance tires, and auto start stop renders the Celerio to be the most fuel efficient car in the country right now. The ARAI certified mileage of this car is 26.68 kilometers per litre. So I was actually pushing this car on the highway in 3rd and 4th gear, and in spite of that, the fuel efficiency was around 18 kilometers per litre as shown on the instrument cluster, which I think is pretty good, and considering the prices of fuel right now, I think this is a win-win for Maruti and the consumer. Ride quality is quite exceptional, as is with most cars which are based on the Heartect platform. Both at low speed and high speed, the suspension does a great job of absorbing most of the bumps. This car is about 95 millimeters longer than the previous generation model and feels quite stable at high speeds. Steering inputs are quite predictable and there isn't much body roll either. The brakes bite well and the Yokohama tires offer good levels of grip. Now the 15 inches come with Yokohama tires, and the cars, the lower variants which are on 14 inches, they get Bridgestone tires. So I'm expecting the grip levels are pretty good with both of them. The Celerio performs reasonably well around corners, and honestly it ticks pretty much all the boxes which are expected from a mass market car. The second generation Celerio offers a lot more than the outgoing model. It is more spacious, more practical, and offers great ride quality. The dual jet engine also strikes a perfect balance between performance and fuel efficiency. Maruti will also be launching a CNG variant of this very soon. Yes, prices have increased considerably, but if you're looking for an entry-level hatchback, this is a very good option to consider. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the MotorBeam channel.